when I first started using LinkedIn, I was like, this is the worst platform. It's clunky. It looks like Windows 95. It's not sexy. It's not there. So what we found is that nonprofits are going to these places, but they don't know how to create viral content. We started going in, we're like, well, LinkedIn isn't a social media platform, so you don't have to create virality. You don't have to be good on content, but you can go message anybody.
Right. If I'm not forming sentences very well today, it's because we've been in Las Vegas for the better part of a week at a team summit. So bear with me. Not because we were up to no good. It's just Vegas gets its hooks into you. I don't know what they call it. I think they're hooks. They get their hooks into you, and then you start getting like really tired and I'm getting older and all these things. So so cheers, everybody. I got my second cup of coffee. So
it was great, though. It was so fantastic being with everyone. It was the first time that we were all together in one place. So it was fantastic.
The first time. Anyway, let's talk about LinkedIn. Let's talk about LinkedIn.
Let's go. So we have Randy Molland today from Impact Circle, and he and his partner, Mario Hernandez, help nonprofits find corporate partners on LinkedIn. And so can't wait to dive into this. I was just saying that Trevor, since I've been here with HGA, we talk a lot about LinkedIn and the just the vast amount of opportunity that lives there. So excited to have you here. We are HGA Fundraising. We help nonprofits raise money with the most profitable auction items in fundraising. So here we are. I'm Sandy. I'm on the advancement team here. Trevor, our co-founder, if you want to.
Oh yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes. The hooks of Las Vegas are out of me for everyone that just no, but hey, thanks so much, Sandy. Appreciate you. My name's Trevor Nelson, and I've been a huge fan of LinkedIn. I've been very bullish on LinkedIn for a while now. I've had the good fortune of meeting a lot of folks. Sandy and I is that fair?
Yeah,
Sandy?
absolutely.
Putting our business in the street. Yeah. Sandy and I, and we're over the moon to have her on our team. We met on LinkedIn. So a little backstory there. But I've been very, very bullish without understanding the mechanics necessarily or the science, just being an adopter because I'm curious. Randy, very curious, entrepreneurial nature as well. But I knew there was something here. And, I'm paraphrasing, but I don't view it as social media. It's a true professional network is the way I view it. Just throwing, lazy monikers out there. But there's something so real and, the connectivity and to meet someone like Randy and his partner Mario their literal focus is to help nonprofits find corporate sponsors and corporate supporters and funding through LinkedIn in a very, very specific way. And they don't come from our space. You're going to be hard pressed to find a more gracious and kind duo that are literally doing these things for the right reason. So we've obviously aligned, and I'm very, very passionate about the potential. Kurt, there's a gentleman that was just, going back and forth with us in the comments today that said, I can't believe it's astonishing how few people in the nonprofit sector are on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And I go, Kurt, absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. What's so cool about that is that there's nowhere to go but up. So, here's your careful nudge today to make sure that, you're listening to Randy, signing up for boot camps, reaching out to him, DMing him and his partner Mario and their team at Impact Circle, just so you can become a student of LinkedIn as a whole, but the opportunity that lies in finding funders and partnership and aligning and connecting with people on this beautiful. It's kind of a gift, frankly, and I don't work for Microsoft. So, Randy, tickled to have you on, man. Tell us about, your journey into the space and what you're doing for folks on LinkedIn, and we'll kind of get in the nitty gritty as well. So just really, really tickled to have you on, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And I have to ask, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, Trevor. What does HGA stand for?
Well, yeah, very, very good.
Sorry, the tough question to start off with.
Well, thank you. No, I'm very proud. Well, I'll take you back. So I was I'm a big fan still to this day. He's actually like the Michael Jordan guest. I was on some Gary Vee stuff very, very early. He just spoke to me, and I think we have a ton in common, family business, stuff like that. I didn't grow my family's company to be 60 million or anything like that. But so much similarity growing up poor. And his big thing, big appeal to everyone, among so many other things, the guy's a gift. I think Gary Vee's amazing. Yeah. Is gratitude. So I love acronyms. I think ours flows amazing. Originally, it was honor, gratitude, and advancement. And Jason says, well, for me, it means honor God always, which I love, and we can play with it. He's my best friend and our co-founder. But it was honor because we honor everyone that we have the opportunity to come into contact with and to work with. G, because gratitude, grateful for every interaction, everyone that we have the opportunity to work with. And the gratitude piece was me, because it's always come very, very easy to me. It's like a gift that was given to me. It can also be taught and learned and perfected over time. And advancement, because we got into the space to advance the missions of the organizations that we have the opportunity to work with. Honor's great. Hopefully it doesn't sound too vague, but we are in the hospitality space. And I've been kind of like morphing that H, actually, because I believe, and this is actually kind of a nice segue back into LinkedIn, I believe that we're all in the hospitality business. Whether we're raising money, whether we're offering auction items for fundraising events, or just helping people connect and raise money, which is what we set out to do. I believe that we're all in the hospitality space, and I define hospitality as thoughtfulness personified. And how did you make the other person feel? Mm-hmm. And once again, these are gifts that some people have in spades, but they're also things that can be skills that can be learned and taught and shared. So yeah, I hope that answers the question, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's beautiful. And it aligns so much with just our core values and why we got together. So I'll share my story now, but I just thought I'd learn a little bit about you while I had you here. But so I don't want to get too deep into my background because I really want to focus this on LinkedIn. I have a cool story. Yep. I built a real estate investment company, had some success, had a big moment of impact. I served in Mexico at an orphanage for recovery of child sex trafficking, changed my life forever, and realized there's a lot more in this world than just making money. That making impact made me feel 10 times better than any money could ever make me feel. No real estate that I bought, no fundraising that we did ever made me feel as good as just serving those kids in Mexico. And so we started building businesses that had a lot of impact components to it. Mm-hmm. And I started partnering with a lot of nonprofits. And along the way, it was partnering with those nonprofits that I realized that they didn't have a really good grasp or understanding of how to partner with the corporate partners. They didn't really know how to have the conversations. They didn't know the language. Mm-hmm. They didn't really understand what it was. To them, a corporate partnership is, hey, this big corporation is going to write me a check because they have to donate money to me and I'm their tax write-off. And what I started saying was like, no, I want to build a relationship with you. I want to hear the stories. I'm investing in your organization and I want to see what the outcome is. Mm-hmm. And so I started having a lot of these conversations with the nonprofits and realizing that there's not a lot of support out there for how to build the relationship from the nonprofit to the corporate partner and vice versa. Yeah. And so I made it my life's mission and purpose now to help bridge the gap between for-profit and nonprofit, capitalism and philanthropy. How do we start bridging that gap? Because as we bridge that gap, we rely less on government. We rely less on foundations. We create more stability in organizations. We allow them to have kind of like a safety net, mm-hmm. as opposed to, relying so much on the government tomorrow saying, hey, you know what? We don't want to support you anymore. And they lose hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of funding. Well, what if you had 50 businesses in your back pocket that you could go to and say, hey, we just lost $100,000 in funding, that would step up and say, hey, we got your back because we believe in you. And so that's what got me into this industry. I've played both sides. On the corporate side, I helped companies from 10 million to 100 million partner with nonprofits, build relationships, make the donations, the impact. And then now my business partner, Mario, and I are on the nonprofit side, mm-hmm. helping them go and find the corporate partners and build with them. And like you, Trevor, I met Mario on LinkedIn. We were both trying to, back in the day on LinkedIn, even just a year ago, you could get these badges for being a top voice, mm-hmm. if you're posting in certain areas and doing these things. And it's kind of just like, can you, it's like literally a formality. Do you show up? Do you post 3 times a week? Do you do this? Do you do that? And you could get like a top voice. And we were both trying to get the impact top voice. And so we were both commenting and posting on everything. And I'm like, this guy, like every day I go in here and we're both trying to get that voice. And they removed it literally weeks before I actually got it.
Oh my gosh.
Horrible. But I started, what I did is I sent Mario a message and I said, hey, Mario, I love what you're up to. We have a lot in common. I'd love to hop on a connection call and see what we can come up with. And he was like, dude, I love it. Let's have a chat. Well, fast forward 4 months later, him and I are officially business partners.
Wow.
I've never met Mario. He lives in Colombia. I live in Canada. We're completely opposite and we do all of our business in America.
And you still haven't
kind of
met in person?
We're actually meeting in person for the first time at Ray's. So when we're going to San Antonio with you,
awesome.
First time Mario and meet in person. But we built that trust because of that first message that I sent. And this is going to be a segue for you guys. You'll see where I'll go with this.
Yeah, I love this.
Because that first message that I sent wasn't it wasn't selling anything. It wasn't trying to be, boisterous. It was literally just like, we're 2 people with something in common. Let's just hop on a call and see what magic comes from it. Sure. And I've probably sent 100 of these messages before, right? Yeah. And I have so many relationships that I've built. And when I got on the call with Mario, it was exactly like talking to you, Trevor. Ethics, morals, everything just aligned completely across the board. And our whole goal was, how do we serve this industry? How do we make it better? How do we improve these relationships? And we said, well, as we got to know each other and talked about the business and talking what we want to do, we talked about how do we support these nonprofits better? And that's where we said, well, why don't we help them with this corporate partnership relationship? Mario's built a lot of companies that have impact-driven components. I've done a lot of the consulting. Like, this just aligns for us. So as we got into this space, we started seeing that. We ran 4 webinars in probably 8-9 weeks. And in the top line, we said, what is the number one problem that your nonprofit faces? We had probably, 300 plus people register, maybe close to 400 people register.
Yeah.
I think it was like, I can't remember the exact number, 87%, their number one problem, fundraising. And we're like, this is a huge, it wasn't like it was like a mixed bag. Right. It was like the majority of the people that were showing up wanted, and we ran AI webinars, we ran all these different webinars, different stuff, all fundraising. So Mario and I, well, we know Mario has 40,000 followers on LinkedIn for anyone that's, listening.
He might even have more than that now.
He might be more now. And he had 1,000 a year ago, maybe a year and a half.
Prolific, very prolific.
So he's very intentional on how he built.
Let me interrupt you really quick, Randy, because you said something interesting. Because I remember I've seen this, the feedback from the boot camp, and forgive me if I'm off, but the number one thing was, of course, fundraising. Yeah, I want to say the number 2 thing was more corporate partners.
Yeah.
Which is also funny.
It's crazy.
Hello. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't want to leak data that's not mine, but I was just talking to the people at the Raise conference, and they were saying through some of their data, they found the number one challenge inside of their app when they do these surveys and talk to people and that kind of stuff. They said with One Cause, their biggest challenge was corporate partners, and their second was raising money at events. Yeah. So it's all like, this is how we built Tandem. This is why Trevor and I and Sandy are getting along so well, is because it's like we're the kind of 1-2 punch for a lot of people that are struggling right now. The number one issue, funding. Yeah. How do we get more money in the hands of donors? And so when Mario and I started seeing this, we were like, well, we met on LinkedIn. We know how to build relationships. Mario did 167 connection calls in our first 4 weeks of starting the business, and all cold, all on LinkedIn. Wow. And we're like, imagine if we're like joking, and we're like, imagine you're a nonprofit and you did 167 connection calls in 4 weeks. Like, that'd transform your organization. You'd have to find people that say yes
with potential corporate partners.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. And we're like, how do you? So then we're like, well, how do we teach them? Well, we do the exact same thing. And then we started going in. We're like, well, LinkedIn isn't a social media platform, so you don't have to create virality. You don't have to be good on content, but you can go message anybody. And we're like, well, when I search up CEOs, founders, high caliber humans. I can search for anything I want. And we're like, what if as a nonprofit, you could go find the owners, CEOs, founders of any organization in any niche you wanted. If you're in we worked with one that is in coral reef. Like they want to recover coral reefs and save them and do this kind of stuff. And we're like, cool, let's just look up scuba diving companies and tourism and whale watching and all these different industries. And we found all the CEOs and founders of these mid-tier organizations. And we're like, here's literally 300 people that love coral reefs, that would want to see them survive, that if you were a nonprofit and you just said, hey, I know you're into the ocean recovery and we're into ocean recovery, we'd love to hop on a call and chat. How many of them would want to have a conversation? Probably a lot. So then we're just like, this is kind of common sense, but nobody's doing it.
Right. That's exactly the thing, right? We know that LinkedIn is completely underutilized by not only the nonprofit, just in general, right? There are some people who are doing it really, really well, and then some who are just not, right? And so why do you think that is? I mean, what do you think what's holding people back?
Great question. Great question.
The first thing is, like, when I first started using LinkedIn, I was like, this is the worst platform. It's clunky. It looks like Windows 95. It's not sexy. It's not there. And
explain why that's a good thing, Randy. That's why I like.
So most people are attracted to the images, the scrolling, the virality, the content. Like, I'm not going to LinkedIn and spending hours just scrolling content. I'm
like
very
the TikTokification or what have you. It's the opposite.
And so what we found is that nonprofits are going to these places, but they don't know how to create viral content. So they're putting content out there, but it's like you have to attract people to you, right? You don't go to LinkedIn and send a bunch of messages because people don't want that. Right. And you don't go to Facebook to do that. And in our data research, we found that like 89% of nonprofits are on either LinkedIn or on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. So like 90% of everyone is on those things, but only 47% are on LinkedIn. Wow. And we're like, that's a massive gap.
Right.
And we're like, now we go to the space of like, well, what if you could use LinkedIn and you didn't need to create content, which takes time. You didn't need to have professional videos. And what if you could go search people, right? When I'm on these other platforms, I have to attract them to me in some capacity. Right. Yeah. But on LinkedIn, I can go search. And an example of this is one of our clients, Brad Shields. I use him all the time. All he did was change his top banner, the tagline underneath it, and started sending DMs. That was it. Just change those two things. Start sending DMs. I'm going to finish this, Trevor, and then
because I want to double click on that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And so he did that, and he started sending DMs. We taught him how to say, just send a DM, be professional, build relationships, and see where you can go. He's closed like 4 or 5 corporate partners already. Wow. And he has 200 followers on LinkedIn, and he's only ever made 1 post. And he's gotten 5 corporate partners. Like, it's insane to me how easy it is that you don't need to create. You just need to go do what we call outbound instead of inbound. I can outbound all day long to my ideal audience. You just can't do that on any other platform.
Right.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that from work. It's a lot of work to produce that content. And I just love how you just rip the Band-Aid off, Randy. You don't have to produce content. Once again, that's a full-time job. Yep. That's not necessarily the point. So I really hope that helps folks just kind of like encourage you to, I say, get off the couch a little bit, right? Like you said something, I want to get back to that just to like get into the nitty gritty, the mechanics of, okay, profile, banner, tagline. Let's talk about the importance of, or just, tagline description. Talk about that. Like your friend that's raising money for the coral reef. Well, let's say we help preserve the world's coral reef. Like, just talk about that so we can just kind of get into and I have an opinion about this too, Randy. So 2 questions. Do you need to put co-founder? Do you need to put director of philanthropy? Things like that. Let's get into the nitty gritty with that, just on what folks will see when they see your profile.
I'm huge on training. I don't know if I can do this. Can I share my screen? Like, is that a thing? Like, are people watching, or do you want me to just talk through it?
If you can, right? Is there a function for that? Yeah, there is. There's a little share button. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I'm such an action taker that this is what I just literally spent 2 hours training. Allow. There, so can you guys see my screen?
There you go, yes.
Yep.
So this is why it's easy to explain. So when somebody comes to my profile, so I send some DMs to people. I'm like, hey, I want to be friends with you and I want to connect. What is the first thing they do? They're like, who is this person? They click on my page. They now see I've got a clear banner here, helping nonprofits find corporate partners using LinkedIn. very easy to see, very easy. My website's here. They know what's going on. This is what you're talking about, Trevor, right here.
Yes.
So nonprofits can find unlimited partners using LinkedIn. Let me show you how. Founder of Impact Circle, go big to give it. The reason why we have our banners set up this way, for anyone that puts first founder of your organization, executive director, owner of your thing, where you lose that thing is down here. When we go to content, when somebody goes and sees my content, see right here where it says nonprofits can find unlimited partners using LinkedIn. I have a description that people can see what I do.
Yeah.
In here. So anywhere I comment, anywhere my stuff is, it says that. When you look up my name under my network, like when somebody sends you a connection request in here, nonprofit event strategist, freelance, like, but if you just put founder and director of this company, I don't know what the company is.
Yeah, no offense to you, Andrea. No offense, but I got to be honest with you, and kind of just be crap. No one cares.
That's it.
That's what you've told me.
Cares.
You've told me a bunch of times, right? When you've coached
no
me
one cares,
on my profile,
guys.
Nobody cares. They want to know how you can help them, right, Trevor? That's what you've told me. Yeah.
No one cares. I'm sorry to say, like I'm gonna get on a soapbox. The acronyms and the this and the that. And listen, all those things are swell. Let folks find out about you, about those things after you talk to them.
Yep.
Let them know you're an MBA, which is massive. I don't have an MBA. That's amazing. Is that a huge accomplishment? Absolutely. Does anyone care if they've never met you before? No, they don't. It's just like, gosh, it's so massive. This is such a small unlock, Randy, and I'm interrupting, but God, it's so massively important.
And so then when we put this second or third or last in our thing, the only reason I put it there is to validate when somebody comes to my page that I am an important figure in this company, not in general. I'm not boasting myself. It's just that I'm an important person in the impact circle. When I reach out to a nonprofit, this is why I have it in my profile, and they see I'm the founder of this company, they go, whoa, the founder of this company is reaching out to me. That's really cool.
This is good for us too.
The only reason I have it there, you can put it anywhere you want. You could also just have it down here in your experience, but that's why I never lead with it because I don't care. And I've dialed my profile in to be this, but here's one of our clients right now that I really loved his page. Again, you go there, coaching for change, unlocking economic opportunities, blah, 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 helping college students, mentor youth, build careers, founder at, but then he's got father of two, husband, music and travel lover, and sports enthusiast. Well, when I reach out to him, I have everything I need to know about him right here. Dude, I can talk sports with this guy. I can talk music and travel, faith, husband, anything. And the last thing I'll just share, Trevor, and then I'll let you go for a few minutes.
You're good. Keep going.
This little bit here. When people, there's like, I'm just such a tactical trainer that I can't just sit on podcasts and just share. It's like, I want to show everybody exactly how to do it.
Yeah.
So now when somebody comes to my page, they see this. The number one problem that I see on LinkedIn in general is that most people don't have the ability to access their website. So when I go to the nonprofits page, I'm like, I love this person. I want to learn more about their organization and what they do. They don't have their website here. They don't have their website here. They don't have it set up in their featured section. They don't have it down below here. When I come to Marquis' page, if I want to learn about him, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points where I could send them to my website. So I'm now capturing them and sending there. This is probably the hidden gem, if I will share, of LinkedIn for nonprofits right now.
Yep.
Go to your featured section and literally just add your website and put your company name, visit our website, no description. Watch this. I hit this and it takes, his isn't set up properly, obviously, but it takes you directly to their page. So when you click that, it doesn't ask you to go anywhere. It doesn't ask you to do anything. I can see if one of my other clients has it set up. This is like the hard part about live trainings. People change their profiles so much.
You're good, brother. But we're tracking 1,000,000%. Any questions before I want to recap this profile piece. It's super duper important. Any questions for Randy while we got him?
When you add a description, this is the problem. So he added a description here. I have to take one more step to click view. I have to take that step to get there. Whereas if he didn't have the description, it literally takes me directly there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So having that description, even just this, learn about my work, I have to take one more step. And you know better than anyone, when you're in business, if I put more steps in front of people, it makes it that much harder. So I'll just show you mine and then I'll let you rant.
No, we're good.
I have this here. Somebody clicks on this, boom, they're right to my landing page.
Yeah.
Imagine this was your website. Imagine this was a landing page for you as a nonprofit. How many more people are getting clicks? And Mario and I have beta tested this a bunch now. I'll stop sharing and let you guys
good, brother.
Catch up here. But Mario and I have beta tested this now. We have a lead magnet, obviously, but we are getting on average 15 to 20 people a week opting in for our lead magnet that is just on our profile. That's it. They're just going to our profile and opting in. So imagine how many people are clicking that and learning about it. That'll be, again, imagine that's all traffic to your website. That's all good for SEO. It's all good for
I love well, I hope folks can really take notice with that as well. I call it friction. Just make it frictionless. And we're constantly coaching organizations. How easy is it for folks to find you? How easy is it for folks to give? You're talking about one more step. You were talking about clicking a button, right? But that is real. That is very, very real. Everybody, I hope you're hearing that. That's just the space that we're in right now. If you're adding steps to people, not because people are inherently lazy, no, it's just the world that we're living in. Sure. It's over digitized. I get it. We're not going to be able to change that, and that's why it's so beautiful for folks to come like Randy and Mario. From outside, very all due respect, from outside of the nonprofit sector, and see how much help folks need just for little tiny things like that. Yeah. Just removing little steps, removing the friction for folks to find you and to give. It's massive. I think it's huge.
So, Randy, let's say I have my profile all set up. It's beautiful. It's perfect. You can visit my website with one click, all of that. How do I find the right people to connect with? And should I go and just connect with everyone that I possibly can, get up to 1,000+ followers or, connections? Tell us how to really focus on that.
Yeah. So this is like the craziest thing to me of how easy this actually is. And I might share my screen again. We'll see. I'll see how my tangent goes. So I just want to show how easy it is. Sure. But I'm working with a client right now that is, it's called the Fly Fishing Collective, and they are a nonprofit, and they raise money to help solve human trafficking. And they use their nonprofit they use a for-profit in the fishing space, and they take their profit and they support the human sex trafficking industry. Love their mission, love what they do. And he's like, dude, I gotta connect. And I'm using this as an example because it's a hard example. He's in the fishing industry where they somewhat for-profit, nonprofit hybrid, and they have a nonprofit which supports child sex trafficking or supports the ending of child sex trafficking.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
How do you market that? How do you go find it? And we're like,
there's not an obvious alignment there.
Yeah. So we're like, who do you reach out to and what do you do? Well, let's just look up the word fishing charters. So we looked up fishing charters on LinkedIn, and we searched for CEOs, founders. We searched in certain areas that we wanted to, and we found basically like all these like independent type companies that were running fishing charters, doing this kind of stuff. And he reached out with a message that just said, hey, I saw you're in the fishing industry. I love connecting with other passionate humans that love eco-conservation. There was something in there around that. Just trying to make it so it's like, we want the right people, and said, we'd just love to connect. That's it. And he sent that message to a bunch of people. He's now connected to like 5 or 6 different fishing lodges that want to do stuff. He's launching a fishing show where they're now inviting him up. I was just talking to him before this. He's like, we just got a full stay at a lodge for 6 days. That's like a $15,000 night or $15,000 package they're giving to us for free to come promote our nonprofit at a video and do all this kind of stuff. And that's not something you're like on LinkedIn searching for, right? I'm trying to use an example that's like obscure. It's not
do us a favor then, Randy. I'm sorry, man. I think you need to share your screen again. show and maybe use a couple examples, or even, I don't even care if it's an easier one. Yeah. But I hear you talk about brevity of message. We can get into the mechanics of the messaging and what have you, but just show folks like the search function. Do you mind? Is that cool?
Yeah. This is
okay. I'm gonna make my head smaller. Hold on.
You guys can see this here. So I'll use exactly, let me just shrink this a tiny bit here. So for that, we can look up fishing charter, right? And then what I'm going to do is I can either look up posts, so I can see people talking about fishing charters. So these are all people interested in fishing. There's 13 comments on this person. They run an investment management recruitment something. Not even in the industry.
Sure.
Look at this. I just found somebody who's interested in fishing that has some sort of hedge fund something. And I figured all this out by literally typing in fishing charter and going to post.
Incredible.
And then what I can do is I can also go to our comments and see, look at this guy, CEO and founder at this company. Nice fluke. This guy likes fishing. He's talking about fishing.
Right.
Partner, venture capital. If the fish brought you insight, like these people are all commenting on somebody talking about fish.
Wow.
Well, here's 15 people that I would reach out to today and just say, hey, I saw you like Andrea's post about fishing. I love fishing too. Saw you in the finance industry. Would love to hop on a call and connect. That's it. So that's one way that we're finding some people that way. The second is by going to people. And I'm just going to use a location. I'll use San Francisco as an example. So I can just be a little intentional with this. Look at this. You have to sift through a little bit, but fishing charter, wildlife viewing, scenic turners, Rodney there. He's, there's somewhere in all their profiles has something to do with fishing charters. So this guy, Captain so-and-so, deckhand and fishing guide, fishing charter. So I'm like, that's really cool. I'm starting to find all the people that want to talk about the thing that I'm really passionate about.
Right.
That
so easily.
Businesses. And so then you can go to this tab over here. If this is recorded, then people can watch this. You can literally steal the training that I do. Like people pay me a lot of money to teach them exactly how to do this exact thing.
You'll all get the recording tomorrow.
Down here in title, this is the biggest cheat code in the world. I can put founder, CEO, anything I want in here.
So you're filtering. Okay.
And that is just going to show me everyone in here is now chairman and founder of all these companies that are related to fishing charters of some sort.
Wow.
So founder of Bisbee Coin and Bisbee Sports Fishing. Sounds like somebody I'm going to want to reach out to. It's like licensed boat captain. He's a football coach, but he's also the CEO and founder of Here We Go Sport Fishing.
Right.
That's where else in the world can you get direct access to people in your backyard that are CEOs and founders that are on here? I can even go, we can start getting into other stuff, but first and second connections, I'll show you the last one here and then I'll leave it open, but I can go into here. I only want to talk to people that are connected to Trevor Nelson because Trevor's my guy, right? And I don't know if this is going to show up because we don't have enough connections in the fishing.
I get the point.
Trevor, you don't
but I get the point.
But you get the point of what we're looking to do. And then I can go and search that. But if I looked up, here's what I do. I look up fundraising and I look up Trevor Nelson in the Bay Area, CEOs. Like these are all people that are connected to Trevor.
Yeah.
If I sent Jeffrey a message that said, hey, Jeffrey, saw you were big into philanthropy and that you lived he's in Cloverdale, but you lived in Cloverdale. And I also saw that you were connected to Trevor. Are you personal friends with him? ?
I've done that. Yeah, absolutely.
Conversation.
All of a sudden they're like, oh, this is actually a personal message.
Yep.
The amount of messages that I've been deleting a lot of them because I get so many of them. But look at this. These are my connection requests. Okay. I don't get a ton, but I get quite a few. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. These are my connection requests. Today. Nobody sent me a single message. Not a single message. Just connect. Look at all of them. But this is what it looks like when you send a connection request. It's like, hey, I would welcome the opportunity to join our network. This is just a blank copy and paste. Trust gone. Trust instantly lost, right? If this says, hey, Randy, I saw you're friends with Trevor. Is he a personal connection of yours? I love what he's doing in the philanthropy space. I'm like, wow, dude, Trev's my homie. I'm going to have this conversation with this guy. And look, nobody else is sending messages.
Right.
It's insane.
I was actually just complimented on someone that I connected with because, we had an organization that I used to work for in common. And so I went into the connection request with that. And she was like, yours just felt different. I get so many of these and it's just very salesy or very what have you. Yours just felt different. It was personal. So I was like, okay.
I'm such a huge believer in that differentiation piece, but you're noting that as well, Randy. Okay. getting back to it, when you are reaching out to folks, for instance, after you do that search, you are recommending sending the connection request with the message early and often. I'm sensing brevity of message. I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think it's different. Do you add, like, do you get so scientific, like add the alignment piece? Like, hey, you're friends with Sandy, I'm friends with Sandy, or hey, I noticed that you're an avid fly fisherman, I'm an avid fly fisherman, stuff like that. Do you recommend that folks do that for that instant connection?
So here's an example. One of my clients this morning sent me a message, and she's like, this guy was really upset with me. And I don't get why he's so upset. I'm going to read you the message. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but this is the message she sent. It said, hey, name, I saw your last post, and this is such an important topic. I really appreciate you shedding light on it. Would love to connect and find out some of the challenges you have and possibly tackle it together. So it's a somewhat okay message. It
didn't sound horrible to me, but talk to us more about it. Yeah.
His response was, hey, you may have confused me with someone else. You can't clearly articulate what my last post was. Therefore, I don't think you actually want to connect with me.
That guy's a big meanie.
Wow.
Hey, he's a meanie. But that just shows the power of making it personal. If she said, hey, I saw your last post about how you want to help healthcare and what you're like, anything. When we personalize it, it makes them feel special. People have this, like, we can go into like a different rant now. This is just about like human nature. Trust is the number one thing that we try and do in any industry, anywhere. And you can lose that faster than you can gain it. So by sending a copy and paste message in LinkedIn to 50 people, that's the exact same, no personalization. You lose trust with 50. I'll say you lose trust with 47 of them. And 3 people are going to be like, cool, let's chat. It's just numbers. It just works. But if I send you a personalized message that says, hey, I saw you were in this industry. I saw you lived in this area. Hey, I saw you were into this kind of, or your mutual friends of Trevor, I can copy and paste that still and just say, hey, I saw you're in the fishing industry and that you lived in California. I love connecting with other passionate fishing people owner. P.S. Have you ever gone to this coffee shop before, which is local to their area?
Yeah.
I'm going to get 48 people that are like, wow, that's a personal message. It's a 1 mark on the trust thing. And 2 people are going to be like, spam, you're just trying to get my inbox, right?
Yeah.
But I just flipped the whole script. Now, when they accept it and I send them a message that's like, hey, Trevor, look, I really just want to connect. I love meeting these kinds of people. I have a network full of impact-driven entrepreneurs. I love making intros. Do you want to hop on a connection call and see what kind of collaboration we come up with? They're like, check, there's a trust mark. I get on the first call. I don't ask for a donation on the first call. I'm just connecting. I'm building relationships.
Yeah.
This is a whole other section now of like, how do you build? This is like where I started, is like building the relationship with corporate partners. We use LinkedIn as our lead gen.
Right.
Yeah. Then there's the whole thing of actually like building relationships with these people and business owners. I'm going to share a story and then I'll let you guys take over again. I was supporting or getting to know a nonprofit. They're local to our area. They're kids in sports. I love their organization. I met them, but I wasn't donating a ton of money to them because I've already allocated a bunch of my stuff. They still kept me on their list. They're like, Randy, how are you doing, my friend? Just following up. I had a friend come to me and say, Randy, do you know a nonprofit that's in sports that you can make an intro to that I could chat with about our event that we want to run? And I was like, for sure, you got to talk to Kids Sport. They're the best. Like, I know them very well. They've been super great to me. I thought they were going to do this. Like, they're doing like a burpee-a-thon. I thought they were going to raise like $5,000. They raised $120,000 in their first event. Wow. And they sponsored them for 5 years. They did over $550,000 in 5 years because I made an introduction to that nonprofit because they built trust with me. I thought it was just like this mini little intro I made, and I technically helped them raise $550,000.
Right, amazing.
And that's the power of having trust versus them going, "Oh, you only donated $500 to us. You know what? We'll just put you over here in the corner, and we'll send you our one message a year." They just kept, one message every few months. Randy, how you doing, my friend? They'd comment on some of my stuff. I made an intro. I've raised over $1 million for that nonprofit now easily because of the relationship I still have. I just introduced a real estate agent who donates 20% of all of his commissions to their nonprofit. And he's like one of the top people in the brokerage on our island now. Like, it's insane.
Oh my gosh.
That's the power of building relationships versus just trying to find a donor. when we can build that connection, it changes everything. Because Trevor, you have a network of 1,000 people. I'm sorry, Sandy, I could pick on you, but I just don't know you as well, so I don't like to do that. But Trevor has a network of 1,000 people, 1,000 business owners. If I came to you and said, Trevor, I'm supporting an organization that helps kids in sports, sending equipment to Uganda to underserved communities. Is there someone in your network that you think might be a good fit for us? You likely can find somebody.
Sure.
I don't need you. I don't need you to donate to me. I need you to know who I am, what I do, so that when the next person comes to your space and they're an athlete and they're like, Trevor, I want to do some more impact, I'm your choice. That's what it's all about. That was a bit of a rant there. I get passionate about this stuff.
I love it. I love the passion.
It's so good. It's so good.
We have a question about LinkedIn Premium. And so, do you recommend it?
Question.
What type of different access will you
Thanks,
have?
Christopher.
Can the basic account and LinkedIn do the same access to connect with people? And so
I'm going to blow.
Great question, Christopher. Thank you. It was actually one of ours, so appreciate you.
Nonprofits. Watch this. Hold on one sec. I'm going to get you something it's going to be worth your time to wait here. LinkedIn for nonprofits in sales.
And we're in Q&A time too. So if anybody else has any questions, just drop them in.
This should have been 90 minutes. Gosh darn it.
We
need a part 2.
This is, so I'm going to put this in the chat specifically for you, Christopher. That is a link that will save you 75% off of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You get all the benefits of premium, but you also get the ability to search. So Sales Navigator is a whole different beast. But in Sales Navigator, I can search by company size, employees. Like, you get like so many different searches, and that ends up being less than $30 a month to get Sales Navigator. It includes premium.
Okay.
So you get the premium badge. All premium ever does is allow you to basically send in-mails. So in-mail means that I'm sending a message to someone without a connection request.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to do that anyways, because I don't want to drop into somebody's inbox without their permission. So I personally don't think premium is a huge advantage. I can teach any nonprofit how to build their entire organization without having to spend a dime on anything, because you get free Canva, you get free ChatGPT, or you don't get free, but you get 20% off ChatGPT, but you can use the free ChatGPT, and you can use Link Sales Navigator for less than like $50 a month. You could have all the platforms, everything you need, because everyone has these huge nonprofit discounts that would just rocket ship it for you. But Christopher, that's what I would do. It's $30 a month, I think, is what it ends up being. And they're an amazing team there. They have a lot of resources for you. And every one of our clients signs up for it because it's just a no-brainer.
You're talking about the Sales Navigator piece?
Yeah. And so, I mean, signing up for us too, but I mean,
oh, sorry. Sorry.
But Sales Navigator is huge because of what you get with it, the premium status, you get some emails, but you get a search and you get to do that kind of stuff. So unless you're heavy into searching, Christopher, I wouldn't sign up for premium. But if you are getting heavy into searching and you just want to send more messages and be very involved, it's $30 a month. And I have a whole tutorial on exactly how to do it that I can send you if you want, Christopher, if you've signed up. It's easy.
I'm dull right now, Randy. This is something that you offer with all of the extra stuff as well, with all the Canva piece that you were talking about, the discount for chat, all that.
Yeah, we walk through all of this stuff. Like,
I love it, bro.
It's so when somebody signs up for our boot camp, they get a list of all the different platforms that we recommend they get, with all the discount links and everything like that. You can, guys, it's not rocket science. Just go to Google and type in, like, I'm not joking, Trevor, when he put it in the chat there, I literally just went to Google and typed in LinkedIn for nonprofit Sales Navigator, and it gives me the discount. Wow. Type in Canva for nonprofit discount. And every platform, if you search, if you go ChatGPT nonprofit discount, you find it. So I look like a genius because I'm getting all these discounts. I literally just asked Sandy, what CRM do you guys use? And then I go and search in for nonprofits. I find the discount. I'm like, have you guys got the discount? They're like, no. And it's like, oh, cool. Well, here you go. Trevor and Sandy, like, it's like LinkedIn Sales Navigator is $130 a month. for for-profits, that's what I pay. I pay $130 a month to have it. And you get it for $100. Most of my clients are paying full price. Wow. So I'm saving them $100 a month by just Googling for them. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Tiffany.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'm jotting down things left and right. So
no, I know. It's pretty exciting.
Tiffany wants to know.
I hope everyone understands how exciting this is.
What are some good search keywords for someone who works in a healthcare nonprofit focusing on research, advocacy, and care? Doesn't necessarily have any fun keywords that come to mind, like coral reefs and fishing charters. So what can they look for?
Great question. Great question.
Yeah, before we even went on air, I mean, I think, Trevor, we were talking about pharmaceuticals, and we're talking about research.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go ahead, Randy.
And Randy's got so many case studies of doing this. Hey, listen, broad picture here. We're talking about alignment. Right. Like, Randy, your beautiful example with your client that is raising, money for her pet shelter or right for saving animals. She goes to vets. She goes to, different folks in the space that care about animals. I know, once again, just 101 here. We're talking about alignment. So, not getting in the way of you answering that question for Tiffany. How would you go about that, brother?
Yeah. So Tiffany, what I do here is that I run a LinkedIn boot camp. I had 20 people in my last cohort. 19 of them said, Randy, that works for everyone else, but not for me.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like we have these blinders on and we start working through stuff. And so I just start asking questions. So Tiffany, my questions would be like, well, what are you passionate about in the, healthcare industry? Like, what are some things that you're there? And then I would ask, who buys products in the healthcare sector? So I'm working with someone that works in the seniors home thing. And we're like, okay, so she runs a nonprofit that helps seniors get better discounts for something with Medicare and health aid and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, I can't search anything. And I was like, cool. What about, obviously you can search up big senior homes. That's too easy though. What could we look at? And I was like, who cleans the senior homes? Do they have cleaners that go in every single day that talk to the people in the homes? I'm like, what about lawyers that deal with
trust?
The
wills and stuff like that, where their families are getting put into senior care and they're trying to get their will set up. Right. Well, that might be a good person to talk to. So I just started trying to think, who else is one tier removed from the industry? And the question I say is, who else is passionate and understands the pain? So the coral reef run was the hardest one I did when I was just starting a few months ago, trying to figure out the nonprofits. I was like, how do you coral reefs? What is it? And then I was like, who wants to support coral reef help? And I was like, well, we'll just play. Like, if I'm a whale watcher, probably because I know what it has. Scuba diving, research companies. We went fully sideways into Scientology people that want to like people that are studying the temperatures of the water because they know the effects on coral reef. So we started searching up marine biology. We started searching up there, and then we went the other way into fishing charters where people are I just love the ocean. Right. And we went completely that way. So for healthcare, I can't give you something exactly because it has to be specific, but I would say, who buys product that you talk to on a daily basis, who uses product, what people are there. I don't care if you go find a scrubs company, right? If you go in and you say, hey, the biggest problem we're having is X, and that company knows that problem and can relate to it, it makes sense. If you go look up a fishing charter company, you try and talk to them about the problem in healthcare, they might not even have a clue. But if you go talk to somebody that deals with healthcare on a regular basis, the seniors lady that I'm helping, we're actually reaching out to a lot of real estate investors in the senior home care. And the reason why is because they know about the problems. They know that it's overpriced. They know the challenges that go with it. And the question I ask is if you went and asked the person, so I'll use the pet industry because it's so relatable to everyone. So this lady helps early cancer detection in pets. If I call a vet clinic and I say, hey, I run a nonprofit and we help early cancer detection in pets, would you be interested in having a conversation? Do they feel like they're almost obligated to say yes? Vets and vet clinics, their job is to help save pets.
Sure, yeah.
And if my job is to save pets as my nonprofit, they know that pain. They're like I would say something like, have you ever had a patient come through that wished they could have seen their dog for one more day because they didn't get an early cancer detection? Every vet clinic's gonna be like, oh my God, I get that every single day.
Right.
Well, that's what our nonprofit does. We actually help prevent that so that people can spend a few extra days with their pets by getting an early cancer detection for the people that can't afford it. Would your clinic be interested in partnering with us in somehow getting that message out there to more and more people so that they can do it? That's what Trisha did. All of a sudden, she created this thing called Moose's Walks or something like that. All these vet clinics are now doing walks with their dogs to bring their community together and bring awareness for cancer detection in pets.
Sure.
And she's got 15 organizations now. So now all day she just searches up vet clinics in this area and she sends 20 or 30 messages to vet clinics in that area with that kind of thing. Like, that's how niche we get and how we build it. That's a really good example of what we do. So find a niche, triple down on it, and then ask a question where they can't say no to it. And they're kind of like, yeah, this makes sense. I guess they might not write a check, but if they can bring exposure to me, maybe they send an email out to all their lists. It's crazy. And Trisha just found a pet supply company that donated 2,000 treat bags to her and said, here you go, sell them at whatever price you want, keep 100% of the profit. She's gonna make $30,000 in this one corporate partnership because they believe in her mission so much. It's wild what we've been able to pull together.
I'm blown away. Number one, no one's ever said I need to rewatch.
Right. People are in the comments saying they can't wait to rewatch it several times to get it all.
We've done 200 over 200 podcasts and over 200 webinars. And I love every single person that has ever come on. This may be the most tactical webinar, the most tactical information that we've ever been able to share. I hope everyone is getting the gold that's right here. It doesn't require heavy lifts. As Randy mentioned, it doesn't require heavy investment. It does require that you get off the couch. It does require that you're tactical about it. This might be, this is a massive,
and what I'll do, Travis,
massive unlock.
If anybody wants information, I don't like promoting anything, but I have a lot of free stuff that we give away because we're trying to educate the industry of what we do. If you guys are cool with it, I can just put one in the chat. That's probably my favorite one. If not, I can give it to you guys to give away, or we can do.
Well, it's so funny, man. We're coming to the end. I'm going to do a last call for questions. I love what you guys are doing. You know how strong of an affinity I have for you and Mario, man. And this is not polite of me. I'm going to ask you, and I'll underwrite it. We'll underwrite it. But we usually give something away. I'm calling an audible. I'm a little underslept. We usually give one of our items away, and our items are exceptionally profitable for organizations. I'm going to underwrite it, brother. I want to give something that you offer away. Once again,
that's awesome.
And we will underwrite it if that's cool with you, Sandy.
Absolutely. Okay. And so while we decide on that, though, Courtney, can you put up the text? So to join the giveaway here, text.
Are they coming to me? Are they coming to me today,
I
Sandy?
believe so. Yeah.
So we're gonna call
we're gonna call somebody.
I love doing this. We're gonna call someone live on air, okay? And they're gonna win. And Randy, like I said, I'll underwrite it, man. I don't care if it's $1,000. If it's an hour with you, if it's a half hour with you, something, and I'm being very impolite, but you and I know each other well enough, something that you can, that we can give away to someone that's watching right now live. If that you're comfortable with, let's do it if that's cool.
Let's just I'll give them 2 free calls. I'll give them, in 2 calls, I can change an organization. Normally our consulting is 4 or 5 calls, or we can give away a few boot camps. I don't care. We can give 2 of them away. It's all good, Trav. I'm good with anything, man. I'm just here to support.
Awesome.
Literally want to serve the industry. So, and anyone that I'll do this as well. So if you guys want, let's make it easy, Trav. Let's give 2 boot camps away.
Cool.
It's
cool.
Super easy. And then you can do that. And then the second thing is anyone that sends me a DM on LinkedIn, because I like to force people to go there, I'll give you a free 29-minute video I made, which was for my client, which breaks down every step that I just walked you through of exactly how to find the people, how to send the message, how to do everything. It's all there. I'll give that away for free if you send me a LinkedIn message. So at least there's some action, But yeah, let's give 2 boot camps away.
All
right. 2 boot camps. Everybody, do us a favor. Text HGA to 73747. I'm going to call you live right now. We got 2.5 minutes left. Last call for questions. Christopher had a question. Creating a post on LinkedIn. How many hashtags are good? That's tactical stuff, Chris. I mean, DM Randy if you don't mind that. Is that cool, Randy? Or if you want to hit that real quick, we can.
I'm basic, Trevor. I don't do hashtags. I don't. I can go into a whole thing about content and how it's just meant to be relatable, but we don't have a ton of time. But we go through all of that in our boot camp. I'll just plug our boot camp for 1 minute. So our boot camp is 4 tactical training calls, a Q&A call, and a support call. And in there, we walk through everything of like how to build your profile to look perfect, how to create content, how to send DMs, how to source the people, how to build the relationship with them, how to value the relationship, even everything from how to do the connection call. When you get on a call, how do you talk to a corporate partner in a way that they want to be heard? And we break that all down over 2 weeks, 4 calls. It's intense and it's fast, but it gets stuff moving. That's where Trisha came in and did this. And she's gotten probably close to $50,000 in donations in 6 weeks or 8 weeks since she's been through our program. So it works.
Hey, everybody. Trevor Nelson here with a friendly reminder to join us every Thursday for the HGA free webinar series. We have the brightest minds in fundraising joining us every week, noon Central, and there's a giveaway every Thursday. If you register, attend, stay to the end, and you can win something from one of our guests, and always an item from HGA Fundraising that you can use at your next fundraising event. There are notes about how to sign up for every webinar in the description. Join us every Thursday. Bring a friend. Tell someone in your fundraising network about us, and we'll see you on the next show. Randy, I knew I threw an audible at you, brother, but I knew you'd be down with it. I love you guys so much, man. So cool.
Just here to serve, man. I used to do a lot of talking of just like sharing my story and inspiring. And I've been through that season of my life. And I'm just in a season where it's like, I only do actionable stuff now. Like if I'm training, if I'm speaking, if I'm doing something, I want people listening to like, that is the most actionable thing I've heard all day. And then I just love giving stuff away. I mean, I'm in this to help. So my LinkedIn is going nuts right now. I've got so many messages and followers.
I'm so happy, man. Yeah, as I mentioned, we don't get to play favorites. We've done so many of these, as you know, but so tactical, so huge. I'm just so happy that we can be a vessel for this today. I mean that. And, I'm not going to get sappy, but it's like, you're so aligned with what we do, you and Mario and your team, just giving this information away to help. It's huge. I've seen how much money you've raised for folks. I know how much money exponentially you're going to help folks raise. I'm so happy we get to do it with you, man. Seriously, this is amazing. I really, really mean that. Thank you so much. Yeah, super man. Cool. Super, super cool. Thanks for taking the time. Sandy, will you take us home, please?
Oh, sure. Thank you all so much. Randy, thank you for being here. We hope you come next week. We've got Don Stinson on, and we're going to be talking about some school fundraising and some fun things you can do and getting back to basics with your fundraising.
Yeah, we're going to talk about scrappy fundraising.
Yeah,
I think
scrappy.
This is
you keep using that word, yeah.
Scrappy and fundamental and grassroots and like personal and one-to-one. And so to be continued. Yeah, we'll see you all next Thursday. Yes. I know y'all are hitting up Randy right now. Make sure you show him some love and support, and please just tell him thank you, because this is huge, man.
In the nonprofit world, we go, okay, well, we really want to take off on this. We went from 8 to 17. Consistent effort over time brings the greatest reward.
People who are in fundraising understand that really still the core giving generations are boomers and Gen X.
Yeah.
And the truth is that 50% of boomers and Gen X donors are already giving on a recurring basis. And so this is a trend